All right. Let's move on to the final email of the day.
I actually just saw a little video online of Sylvester Stallone doing some choreography and directing. While it was really cool. You guys
Was it for
check
Creed
out.
2?
It was not Creed 2.
Oh.
It was old school Rocky 1. So
wow.
Yeah, it's some cool footage out there. So
that I would like to see.
Yeah, you
would
can
like
check
to
it
see
out.
that.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. All right, this email comes from Radley Ketchum. It says, I know the reviews for Glass haven't been spectacular or anything, but I know a lot of people who want to see it and are pretty excited about it. I was wondering how well Glass can expect to do opening weekend. Split was good, but it's been a long time since Unbreakable. Is there enough interest in the movie to do any business opening weekend? What do you think, John? He's right. It has been a long time.
It has been a long time since that Unbreakable film came, but there is momentum here. And despite, look, that trailer dropped at Comic-Con and was one of the best trailers at Comic-Con and got a lot of people talking. People enjoyed Split, at least the last 5 minutes of it.
I loved it.
I think the rest, I thought Split was decent. I thought Split was a decent, solid little film with a terrific ending. I mean, it was the ending that really got a lot of people excited. The couple things to keep in mind here, though. Number one, Unbreakable didn't do huge business, and Split did not do huge business, but certainly huge for its budget. But yeah, it looks like even though there are very lukewarm reviews about Glass, it's going to do pretty well. Universal is predicting that somewhere between 50 and 55 million of an opening, but other industry insiders are saying it could be 60 to 75 million dollar opening. Now, let's put that into perspective. What does that mean? Well, here are the biggest opening weekends of all time in the month of January. And even if the moderate Sony or Universal prediction of just 50 to 55, even if that is as low as it comes in, it would still be the number 2 all-time opening weekend in January history. Of course, number 5 in the franchise's Split, opened to $40 million. Cloverfield, just a hair above it at $40 million. Kung Fu Panda 3 came in at $41.2 million. Ride Along came in at $41. And of course, the big one is American Sniper at $89. Look, it looks like it is a foregone conclusion. This is going to be the second biggest opening in January in Hollywood history. And at the top end of those estimates is $75 million. It means 89 isn't out of striking distance. There is conceivably, look, if the reviews had been all overwhelmingly positive, we'd probably be looking at a new record holder for January.
Yep.
But even with negative reviews, it's still positioned to do quite well. And keep in mind, this was not a $120 million movie.
No.
This is a movie they make for bus fare and enough change to buy a 6-pack of McNuggets. That's what they make these movies for. This would be a remarkable success for these guys, Rob.
It would be huge. And if you look, I mean, if you read the reviews, a lot of this movie takes place in an asylum.
Yeah.
So it's a contained environment, which means the production, it didn't cost a lot of money. And it's basically focusing on the characters and all that. And that's what people want to see. Split was the same way. Split was a movie that was essentially contained in a dungeon underneath well, I won't tell you where it's underneath, but it was a contained film. So Shyamalan was able, the Shamhammer, was able to keep costs down. And that's what you want out of a movie like this. What Blumhouse has really done from a production standpoint is bring back what New Line Cinema was doing in the 80s. They were making great genre fare like the Nightmare on Elm Street movies like The Hidden, for not a lot of money. And they were getting theatrically released, and they're bringing back something we had sort of lost. And if these films can continue and other companies like Blumhouse can get movies like this theatrically released, it means great news for filmmakers everywhere. Up-and-coming filmmakers, established filmmakers who might want to come back into the game. And I want these movies to succeed because it bodes well for the industry and the future of talent.
You know what? In one of the biggest problems I've been saying for years in Hollywood right now is that studios have let the spending get out of control. They spend way too much money on these movies when it's not even necessary.
Yeah.
To have a counterbalance force like a Jason Blum and Blumhouse to actually come out and make movies for reasonable, low amounts of money that enjoy huge success. The profit percentage on his movies are outstanding. That, I hope, starts to teach and reel in this habit in Hollywood that says, oh, who cares? Well, let's make it for $300 million. Do you know what they made District 9 for?
I do not.
I believe it was around $40 million. District 9, a visual effects, CGI heavy, blah, 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 made it for about $40 million. You cannot tell me you have to spend $250 million on some of these. But there's ways to do it and ways to do it right. And I hope that Blumhouse can be one of those forces that brings some sensibility back.
And they're doing other movies like Whiplash. If you haven't seen Whiplash,
so good.
They produced that as well. And they're branching out and they're doing other films other than their horror genre stuff. But Jordan Peele had a monster hit. I mean, I think Get Out was a $200 million, close to that domestically, 175. Halloween made tons of money. I mean, this is great for the industry. It's great for fans. It's great for audiences. And it's great for filmmakers. So